Hey there, welcome back friends. In this video we will try to understand how to handle a scenario where we have HATEOS responses. So let's get started. So in here, if I show you this particular URI, this API, if we navigate to this API and we try to simply get the response, there is this list. I have added like couple of more entries in the database. Let me show you. So there are like couple of entries in here, and the response is giving us a list of brand information, which is cool. But if we navigate to a specific URI, which is for getting a exact information of brand, and then we try to get the information, then we have what? We have the brand information and we also have the links information, right? And this links is again a array where we have multiple links, a link to self and a link to products page. Now this is cool and this is a valid scenario. How to handle this scenario, how to create a model which will represent this information properly, right? So this is something which we will understand in this video. We want to create a class which will give a proper response, which will give us this particular output, and we can create an object out of this particular JSON response. How it is possible? All right, let me expand this. In here, first of all, let me comment these out, and let me show you the model first of all. So if I show you the model in here, inside this model we have the provision of brand ID and brand name, but there is no provision of links, right? So let us quickly create a provision of links. Now these names are very important. The names should exactly match. The variable names will play a very important role. So in here we will simply copy this name links. Moreover, what is a links? Links is nothing but an array of link, and the link will not only have the link information, it will also have the relationship. As a result, we have to create a new model which will be nothing but a new class where we will have two variable link and relationship. So in here, let me create a new variable. This would be like a private entity, and it would be of type link. Name would be links. This is again important. Variable name should be exactly same as the name from the response. All right. Now friends, in here we have created this particular variable, which is cool, but if we check the response, there is an array of elements. There are like multiple links, right? As a result, in here we have to create an array. So this variable, this object will nothing but a collection of links. Now definitely this link class is not available. So let me quickly create this class. So we will create this class link inside our package org.steadyeasy.model. Let me click on finish. And in here we will be adding two variables. Let me quickly do that. So firstly, we will make use of a string variable by the name of link. Again, value should match, the name should match, it should be exactly by the name of link. Then we will again use a yet another variable by the name of rel, R-E-L. And this is nothing but a short form for relationship, REL. And now let us create a constructor. So we will navigate to source. Now friends, default constructor is very important and it will be used by a Jersey. So definitely we need to create a default constructor. We will be creating a parameterized constructor as well. And we will also create getters and setters. All right. Now friends, we should also create the toString method. But when toString method will be helpful is something which we will see in some time. So let us skip on toString method as of now. Let us quickly navigate to brand. All right, so we have this particular new member, but there is no constructor which is assigning the value to this new element, right? So in order to initialize this new property, we will be adding a new constructor. Now friends, there are like multiple versions in here. We have the default constructor. Default constructor will be used by Jersey. Indeed, there is no default constructor in here, so we must create one. Alright, so there is indeed. Let me cut it from here. Let me give it a proper placement. Let me format things a little. It will be rather better. Alright, so we have the default constructor. We have a constructor with the brand name. We have a constructor with the brand ID and brand name. We also have a constructor with brand ID, brand name and links. Now friends, these constructor will be used by Jersey. For example, default constructor would be used to initialize to create the object. This particular constructor will be used when we will be posting the information. This particular constructor will be used when we will get the entire list of brands from the database, whereas this constructor with the brand ID, brand name and link will be used by us when we will be extracting information for a specific brand. So every constructor will be used, and I will also show you the implications of having a slightly complicated model in some time. But before completing this particular model, we should add getter and setter for links as well. So let me do that. And finally, let us also update the toString method. Let me delete the current version and let me add a new version. Here we go. So this looks good. And now finally, let us navigate to app. Let me make some changes. So in here, it would be like brand specific brand equals, in here we will make use of this brand URL. So it would be like brand URL dot resolve template. We will resolve brand ID and we will give the value as 4 maybe. In the database table we have a brand with brand ID 4. Let me also open up Workbench real quick in the background in order to show you the database structure. Alright, so we have a brand with ID 4 and brand name as Yamaha. Alright, so in here we will resolve this brand ID as 4. Then moving forward we will request. Now we can definitely make a plain request because we will definitely get a JSON response only. And then finally let us get the information. So it would be like a get, and we will pass on the reference of brand class. So it would be like brand dot class. Alright, and as we will be extracting some specific information, we can directly print it on the console again and it should work. So we will directly print specific brand, and we do have a toString method already overridden, so we will be able to display the information properly. Alright, here is the output. Now friends, in here we have the brand information. Brand ID is 4, brand name as Yamaha, but link is not displaying information properly. Reason being, we don't have a proper toString method in here. So let me add the toString method real quick. So it would be like, let me expand this. So it would be like adding the toString method, overriding the toString method. Here we go. And now finally, let me run the application once again. And let me expand the console, and here is the output. Perfect. So we have every information which we need, which is brand ID, brand name. Inside links, we have first link where we have the self link, right? Link is here, and we also have the self link. Then again we have a yet another link, products link, and relationship is products. So the information is received, which is nice. That too, using the model, we have a proper object. And using this object, definitely you can do many things. You can like extract the information and add the information in the database. You can like use the information for some computation, for business logic, or whatever you want. You have the information, you can process the data and work it your way. Now quickly let me test whether our original program is being working with the changes in the model. So in here, for example, if we try to get the information, the entire list, whether our application will work now or not, because now the model has been updated quite a bit, right? So in here, if I run the older program and try to extract the entire list, then here is the output. Definitely our application will work properly. The only thing which it will display is links equal to null. The reason being, in here, let me expand this. In here, we are making use of the toString method, and inside the toString method, we are also displaying the link information, right? So for example, in here, we add in a yet another method which will only display the information related to for example, brand and brand name. Then again our application will perfectly work. Let me show you. So let me copy the entire toString method and let me paste it in here. And in place of this toString, we will give the name as display brand, and we will get rid of the information where we are displaying what? We are displaying the link information. So this would be rather very simple. Alright, so now if we navigate to app, let me expand this. So in place of displaying the brand directly, we can display the brand information, right? So this will be handy. And now if I run this application, then we should get a proper output. Here we go. So this is nice. Definitely we forgot to add the bracket. Let me also do that. So in here, let me add in the bracket as well. Here we go. Let me run the application. And here is the output. Perfect. Now let me also show you what happens when we post the information. So this is again a tricky part, right? So in here, let me comment this out. And indeed, let me copy this part and let me paste it in here. So it would be like brand response, and we will definitely make use of what we say base brand URL, this particular URL for posting the information. Then we will request JSON format only. We can also skip on this one in order to reduce complexity. And now in place of get, let us make use of post. So let me get rid of this. It would be like post, and as we know, we can make use of entity class. So it would be like entity dot JSON, and we will pass a object of brand type. So it would be like new brand, and we will simply pass the name of the brand. The name of the brand could be like new brand 99. Alright, this looks good, and definitely we can do this. We can create this object because we have like multiple versions of constructor, right? So we have this version of constructor which enable us to make a object with brand name only. Alright, so now let me change the type to response, and now let us also finally check the response. I guess there is some kind of error in here. Let me fix that. Alright, this is fixed. And now let me display system.out.println, and we will simply display response.read entity, and we will read the entity of type. Definitely we will read the entity of type brand.class. Alright, so now our model is working very hard. There are like multiple things will happen in the background. We are reading the information, we are also posting the information. Let us check what happens, and I'm pretty sure that it should work properly. Here we go. So we have added the information successfully. Links is null, which is okay. And finally, if we navigate to Workbench and try to check the database, definitely a new entry has been added in the database. This is nice. Now friends, the response is showing us the links equal to null value. even we can get rid of it. We can simply do this. We can call in display brand method instead of displaying the object information directly. Again, that will help us. Let me add a new brand now with the updated name as new brand 100. Let me execute this program and we should get a proper output. Here is the proper output. Brand ID 16, brand name new brand 100. So we are successful in printing the information in a proper format. Again, the information is also added in the database. Alright, so this is how we can like tweak the models, and we can use a same model for different calls, and you can definitely create multiple versions of the model, but I rather prefer the way where we only have one file and one file is capable of doing multiple things. Alright, so this was a pretty long video, I would say. In our next video, we will check a couple of more interesting things. I hope I have made myself clear. If there is any confusion, definitely practice more, try to revisit this video. And this is Chand signing off. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.